I got this dry cough. I don't know where this dry cough is.
It's the alternative.
No Ron today?
Sick.
Dry cough.
Sick, yeah.
I know.
I know.
All right, we will let head coach Ed Cooley open with a statement.
Well, it's always good when you can get a win, especially a home win. Great crowd. You gotta excuse me. I have this cough and I don't know where it's coming from. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it. Make your layups. They play really hard. They have 3 of their starters out. As I told Shaheen after the game, his kids play hard. Give them a chance. Coleman played really well. When you're down that many starters, and you've lost 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, I've been there, and it's not fun. And to try to keep your kids positive, right? Just keep doing what you do. Continue to infuse energy in them, because those kids play really hard. We did not. They were disruptive today. We didn't score the ball well, but I thought we defended at a really, really high level today. Really, really high level. In any type of Big East basketball game, you can hold teams under 50 points. You're doing something well defensively. We just didn't have our offensive game. Tried to play with Jaden today. Jaden was, again, just not himself, but we got a week off. The last time we had a week off was before Christmas. That's the last break we had. It's the last break we had, and we need it desperately right now. So I'm excited that our men will get the week off. We'll be able to catch up on some schoolwork, be able to give them a couple of days off with their bodies from, the helmet-to-helmet combat we have in practice, and look forward to, going on the road when we play Butler. And before we open it up to questions, I think you have to, we play this pink game for a reason, right? It's not just throw some pink on and you have a nice uniform. This cancer thing is real. We want to make sure that people understand we at Georgetown care, love. Any type of cancer is a deadly cancer with respect to it could impact your life, right? And any type of cancer awareness that we can show, any type of love and compassion and empathy we can have for young men, women, older, younger, means a lot. Means a lot. Means a lot to me personally. Means a lot to my wife. Means a lot to our community. So I appreciate everybody that participated, volunteered, and wore something pink today. So thank you for that.
All right, let's open to Patrick Stevens with Post.
Hey Pat.
Hey Ed, we talk all season about the opportunities for young guys to develop in real time and Caleb, I think, has probably been one of the biggest beneficiaries both of taking opportunities and having them. Was today kind of an excellent example of that with the spurts that he had, but also with all the other stuff that he was doing?
He's and as he gets older and understands a little bit more, he's always going to be a glue guy. He's always going to be an energy giver, right? The stat line doesn't show his impact all the time. Today, his 3 at the under 3-minute mark, game, set, match, right? That was the kind of game clincher. But the deflections he had, the off the ball deflections he had, that to me is getting more and more comfortable, and that's why you don't play those young guys a lot early. You see what they can do in practice, and he's definitely maximized that.
Caleb, I want to ask you about just how this development has come this season for you, because it feels like it's just been kind of stacking one thing on top of another as things keep adding in. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, definitely. I'll say early on, due to some injuries, I got my chance to show what I can do and sort of step up. And I feel like I took advantage of that. And then ever since then, I've just been trying to keep stacking good days, just keep going at it, because, multiple at-bats is going to give me to be able to produce and be the player I am at this level.
And I feel like earlier on it was sort of like opportunistic baskets as much as anything else, but to see the 3 in both halves, do you feel like you're a more integrated part of the offense, maybe more of an option in your own mind at this point than maybe earlier in the year?
No, yeah, definitely. I think through practice, like Coach says, and just my opportunities that I've had, my teammates start to build more trust in me, and then knowing what I can do and be versatile. I feel like it's definitely an addition that can help us and will help us.
Cool.
Sorry.
No problem. My fault. Coach, 5 for 22 from 3, but a lot of good looks. As a coach, are you just saying, hey, we got a lot of good looks, they're going to fall, or is there starting to be some sort of concern with the shooting?
You know what? As long as we're defending, I'm not concerned with shooting. They're going to fall. Like I thought we had. I don't know if we took a bad 3 today other than Thomas's shot clock at the end of the half, right? That was, you had to. I don't know if we had one bad three-point opportunity today, right? So they'll fall, but as long as we're defending as a group at that level, those eventually will go in. I'm not concerned about that at all, not even a little bit, especially if we can get 16 offensive rebounds.
And you talked about defending Curtis Curtis Williams as the season is going on. It seems like he's been more engaged on that side of the floor. Is that where the increased minutes are happening?
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of how much he's come along with buy-in, his love and care to want to defend. That's his niche for this group. As you go on in the season, players, when they transfer in, everybody wants to transfer and be a scorer. I need people to transfer in and be a player, and then be a player as part of a group, right? The sum is much greater, like the whole is greater than the individual. So that's what he is really doing a great job, and his teammates trust him. More so than me, his teammates trust him, and they're like, get Curtis on the floor, his length, his energy, and I thought he gave us a big push in the first half.
And for you, Thomas, on the top of everyone's scouting report, you get a lot of attention, yet you still play with a youthful enthusiasm, and you haven't let all of that kind of bog you down. How do you keep centered and keep being yourself out there?
Well, I gotta say thanks to my coaches and my teammates, because they always tell me to go out there and be myself. So I just go out there, try to be physical but still have fun, at the same time. So I just gotta say props to my coaches and teammates for that one.
All right, let's go over here to the Hoya.
This one's for Thomas. You had a lot of big baskets this game that shifted the momentum in favor of the team. What does that mean for you to be able to help out not just yourself with those baskets, but to be able to help your team get back on the right path?
I mean, it means a lot to me, I'm a team player. I want to do anything to help my team win. So I'm going to do whatever I got to do to help my team win. I'm going to be the glue guy. If I got to go get a rebound, I'm going to go get a rebound. If I got to get a block shot, I got to get a block shot for my team. So I'm going to just do anything to help my team win.
If I can follow up on that, a lot of the big baskets that he made late was called from our bench. Our offense coordinator is LaDante Hinton, and, we go over it. So, time and score is really big, and when we want to get him the ball. So I got to give LaDante a lot of credit. LaDante did a really good job play calling today.
Thanks.
Go over here to John Titel.
For Thomas, you grew up about 30 miles outside of Philly. I was curious who you or your family or friends will be cheering for tomorrow, and do you have any predictions for the football game?
Fly Eagles fly. That's all I gotta say.
Go Commanders.
No, that doesn't even make sense. But we gonna get our get back against the Chiefs for sure.
I think it's also something before you have there. When we were talking after the game, I didn't realize Thomas leads the country for freshmen in double-doubles. And again, a lot of that, one of the players who's playing as well as anybody in the country is Peavy. But also, when you have a young kid like this who's developing, and Thomas is just scratching the surface, Thomas, I'm proud of you because we challenge you every single day. You're playing a lot of minutes, right? Again, Thomas is on the floor more than mop and glow right now, right? He is sweeping the floor. I mean, he's getting pushed around all the time. But he's a young kid who'll be a man very, very soon. But I just wanted to make sure that I pointed that out if you guys didn't know that.
All right, we'll go to Dave Preston, and then we'll go back to the Washington Post, unless feeling quiet.
Ed, the way you guys finished the afternoon, 15-1 run over the final 5 minutes. You hold them without a field goal for the final 5:22. What was the difference defensively down the stretch?
Challenging them in each, there's 10 4-minute wars that we talk about. How many wars can you win? How many wars can you dominate, right? And we always try to go into that last war. We feel if you can get a cherry, which is 3 stops in a row for us, if you can get a cherry, in the last war, and it's a close game, you're going to win 95% of those games. Right, 95% is the analytics for all those who are numbers people. If you can get 3 stops in a row in a 1-2 possession game, you're probably going to win that basketball game, and that's what we talked about.
And the way things began for you guys offensively, how important was it to turn them over? I think you guys had 12 points off turnovers in the first half.
Well, you know what? We came out, and normally for a noon game, normally our men are really excited, and for whatever reason, we came out lackluster. But I think when we brought Curtis in the game, we changed a little bit of our defensive pressure. We trapped a little bit out of it. That gave us our identity, and that's where we were able to turn them over a little bit. And that's where we were able to go from, I think we were down 3 or 4, and I think we went up 6 or 8 before halftime.
Ed, you've talked about how defense will be kind of the foundation of what you want to do
100%.
moving forward.
100%.
But to be able to make the shift that you guys have made this season and apparently, look comfortable in games like these, games like Villanova, games like Xavier, how difficult a shift is that, you think?
You gotta teach your men, like you have to be a chameleon in the Big East. You have to be able to play multiple styles of basketball to win. Some days the ball's not going to go in, but you got to be able to get in the mud too, right? It's okay to win ugly. Bottom line is, how do you win? And the foundation of our organization is always going to be gratitude, appreciation, and defense. From there, everything else will be great. But we will defend as much as we can, and those who don't want to defend probably won't play. And we feel we have two of the best defenders in the country, Micah Peavy, who none of y'all asked about. He dominated today's game, like dominated the game on both sides of the ball. And this kid sitting to my left, who is just scratching the surface. These two guys give us a chance every night on the defensive side. Rim protection, gap help, and then on-ball pressure.
And Thomas, I wanted to ask you about your perspective on your classmates' progress here over the last several months, and what you thought of how Caleb has kind of grown into such a vital piece.
I can't wait to hear
I mean, I always knew Caleb had been good. He's been beating me since the high school days. So I'm gonna give him his props there. But Caleb's been improving almost every day since he's been here since June 4th. So I gotta give props to him. He's a hard worker. He's never gonna give up, never gonna quit, and that's what I just love about him. That's my guy.
Anyone else? Thank you, everyone.